Salutations everyone, my name is Pietro and welcome to today's video. So, I haven't played traditional Dredge in a while, and as of yesterday I had a conversation, very quickly, with mrmappleback, where I asked him what he thought about Yuyan Archers, which is a new creature from the Avatar set that I believed could have some decent potential in Dredge. And Marza told me that it's the worst card he has ever seen and has no place being here. Okay, none of that is true. He actually just said that he didn't particularly think it was strong enough, but that doesn't really make good content now, does it? So I'm going full clickbait for this one. And actually, I do think that this card has potential. So if you are a longtime Dredge or Reanimator or Red Dredge player, you know that effects that allow you to discard and then draw are better in Dredge than they would otherwise be in other decks. Meaning that something like Faithless Looting, even though it's really strong, doesn't help you immediately if you have the Stinkweed Imps or other Dredge cards stuck in your hand, right? And in this case, that is why something like Scrapwork Mutt, it's actually pretty good, because it comes in, you discard first, and then you get to Dredge. And that effect is actually not as common as we might think. Sure, you have your Masked Meowers and you have your Insolent Neonates of the world, but those are creatures that are frankly very small, and while they have potential in more aggressive decks like Red Madness, they are not great when you are trying to assemble a board to then use Dread Return's flashback cost. Correct? So that's not really great. Another problem from the traditional Dredge lists is that a lot of the time, your creatures are not going to be great at pressuring your opponent. A lot of them are going to be 1/1s or 2/1s. The stat line outlier is actually Molten Gatekeeper at 2/3, which means that sure, it blocks ninjas and it can actually trade with some creatures that are a little bigger in the format sometimes. But honestly, even this is not amazing. Yuyan Archers, on the other hand, has a few things going for it. So, first and foremost, the only reason it is here is because it is a creature that allows you to discard and take a draw immediately. So, it has the same clause as Scrapwork Mutt. Alright. It is also a 2-mana 3/1, meaning that it is aggressively costed, and it's pretty good at attacking your opponent's life total if your opponent doesn't have blockers. It is also pretty good at trading with creatures that Dredge doesn't usually get to trade with. Your Goblin Tomb Raiders of the world, your Core Skyfishers and Glint Hawks of the world, and things like this, because this is a creature that also has reach, which is pretty good right now in the format. And there are also some other situations where two of these get to trade with Terror and, you know, just overall pressure your opponent's life total. So, because of all of this, we are going to be playing them, and I am going to go all out here and I'm going to try the full play set, because if there is a card that I want to test out, I do want to see how the card actually performs. I just don't want to play like a couple copies that sometimes might come up in a league or something. So I just grabbed my last list, which was a Tremors Dredge, and I am going to run it through a league right now, and I tinkered the sideboard somewhat, because the last time I played this, High Tide was still legal and the format was somewhat different. Actually, I'm going to say the format was pretty different from what it is currently. I considered if I wanted to go more all in into this and actually try to play the Crushers and the Exhumes and try to go more Reanimator-ish, but then I realized that Yuyan Archers is just a card that you can try to play in Reanimator as well. So I'm going to play Dredge now, and then on a follow-up video, I'll be playing a more Reanimator version of the deck, where I'm going to play with the Crushers and whatnot, and we are going to see if the Yuyan Archers are going to be good there or not. I expect that they actually might. Maybe even better than here. But we're gonna see. I might be getting ahead of myself here. So, this is just traditional Dredge. I'm playing the full 4 Molten Gatekeepers in the main deck, plus Acorn Harvest, and I am playing 3 Impact Tremors in the sideboard. I'm not doing anything cute here. I'm not playing Commune with the Gods, I'm not playing Benefaction of Ronas like I did last time. The only thing is that the 3 Impact Tremors in the sideboard are going to be supplemented by an Acorn Harvest, which is pretty good against things like Affinity and Jund because of Krarkland Shaman and whatnot. And it's also just decent because it's more bodies that you get to bring in, so your Molten Gatekeepers and Impact Tremors and whatnot get to do their thing. I'm playing the full 4 Coffin Purge in the sideboard because Spy is honestly everywhere, and I am also going with the full playset of Fanged Dragons and 3 Ancient Grudges here. I haven't played Dredge in a little bit, so I don't really know how it's gonna be, and all of my efforts in trying to decide my deck for next month's tournament on December 13th haven't really been going great, so I might just play Dredge again, who knows. And so I think that's going to be it. I honestly am not going to touch the mana base here. I am going to play the 4 Black Dragon Gate and the 4 Holdout Settlements as red sources of mana in the deck. It might mean that I'll have some draws that are going to be a little clunkier because I am a true 3-color deck now. Normally, you only need the red for the Gatekeeper and the Mutt, but I am playing the Archers as well, so that might change some stuff. And you're going to see that I had a really hard time adding the Yuyan Archers to the deck, so I went up to 61, and I'm just going to leave that as well. Dredge is a deck that doesn't really care about the your deck must be 60 cards or else rule. So that's going to be it. Let's go into the matches. Let's see how we perform, and hopefully we get to prove Marza Boy wrong. Let's go. Hey, just wanted to plug my Patreon real quick. I recently started it, and if you're interested in watching more of my content, there are always exclusive videos over there, at least 1 per week, and all the content that I release is going to be released there a week in advance before being released on YouTube. So if you just want to help out, support me, enjoy what I do, or if you got a spicy deck that you want me to try out or maybe try to improve, hit me up. Thanks. All right, welcome to round number 1. We are on the draw against Flormente. So this is a hand that doesn't have red or black mana, but we do have a Generous Scent on 1 that could give us a Rumble on 2, and the Rumble could maybe continue the chain. I think I'm keeping it, even though it is a one land hand. I do think there is some potential to be had here. And it seems we are against some sort of blue-black deck. So pass the turn. Another Yuyan Archers could be good, depending on what our opponent is on. Honestly, Archers probably better against Fae than Terror. So our opponent just plays a snow-covered island and passes the turn. Let's just grab a forest here, another Generous Ante. So I think I'm fine playing Rumble, and then we can see what we're up against. Okay, that just resolved. That's cool. I guess I'll take the Black Dragon Gate, because it gives me mana eventually. Interesting that it just resolved. Brainstorm, so very likely we are playing against Terror. And Blue-Black Terror means that they have removal spells. So bringing back a Generous Scent likely not going to be great. There's the Brainstorm, Lorien to clear. That's all fine. It's another Snow Island. Oh, it is Fae. All right. Okay. So that's not great now because Stutter is a thing. And this Black Dragon Gate is definitely going on red. So am I trying to open myself up to getting hit on a Scrapwork Mutt or not? Because if I get hit on my Scrapwork Mutt, it is more likely that my Archers resolve next turn, but it's not a guarantee. And I can't even really play double Archers next turn because I'm only going to have a single red mana. I think I'm just going to play the Black Dragon Gate on red, pass the turn, and I'm going to cycle 2 Ents on my opponent's end step. Because then at least my mana is sort of spent well. Is there going to be a ninjaing? No ninjaing happening. Okay. And I do believe that this is going to be all of my... Oh, I don't have another forest. Oh, because I milled it. Ooh, that's a little rough then. All right. I mean, it's still not the end of the world, but it definitely could have been better. So I am just going to play both of these creatures this turn. And I could play double Archers But I think that if I'm going to lose one of them, I would rather go with the Mutt first. Let's see if this resolves. And I do have to be a little cognizant. Yeah, there's the stutter. And I do have to be a little cognizant of Bojuka Bog because a lot of these lists are going to be playing it. But I'm not going to warp my game plan around Bojuka Bog here. I imagine that this is going to resolve, and it is probably just going to eat a removal spell at some point. There's the 4th Generous Ant. Okay. So these Generous Ants are just creatures now. 4 mana. Is this a Monarch? It is a Monarch. Okie dokie. Opponent able to read and see that this creature does have reach. So they have the Monarchy now, which is obviously good for them. Where am I starting? I think I'm just swinging. 3 power can attack into the Thorn, which is good. We're going to trade. We are going to trade, so that's fine too. I guess I'm just playing another Archer and I'm playing the Stinkweed Imp. So let's go Archers. Let's dredge 5. There's a Dread return. I do have the Lotled Giant in the graveyard currently. Play the Holdout Settlement. Oh wait, I need black here. Black, tap the spawn, play a Stinkweed Imp, and pass the turn. I have 2 creatures that can fly. And yes, my opponent is drawing cards, which is not great. But Snuff Out is not a thing that hits Stinkweed Imp. And I can just start deploying Generous Ants next turn if I want. Fairy Seer comes down. Let's see what's up with the Scrying. Top, bottom, sure. There's another land, and I guess that's just going to be a passing of the turn. It is. I do have a Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard, meaning that I am going to dredge it. Acorn Harvest is interesting. I'm currently at 8 creatures. Not a whole lot. I think I'm good swinging. With 1 or 2, I think that begs the question, right? I only have 6 mana, meaning that I cannot go Imp plus Dread return. I think I'm going to swing with both, and then we'll see what's up. We might be trading the Monarchy back and forth here. Okay, that's a trade, and that's a chump. Ooh, it was just a chump block. That's interesting. So if that's the case, I don't think they have Suffocating Fumes, because it would have been really good if they did. For them, of course. I'm just going to play another Stinkweed Imp, see what happens. Sure, that's just a counterspell. I think I'm fine with that. And I am just going to Acorn Harvest here so I can get extra bodies in play. 2 mana, Augur of Bolas, sure. Snuff Out. Snuff Out not great here. Another land, and another passing of the turn. Okay. Opponent gets to draw yet another card. I will Stinkweed Imp Dredge again. Ooh, I hit 2 more Imps. So let's just swing with the Stinkweed Imp and see what happens. See if it gets hit with a cast down or something. There's a cast down. Cool. Now, am I going to go for a kill here? I don't have double Lotled Giant, but I could have double Lotled. No, I can't. Because I only have 2 off-green lands and I can't really do everything. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go for a single Lotled Giant here. I'm not tapping the Eldrazi spawn, so I'm just going to tap a Squirrel. Black, black, 2. Let's Dread return on that Lotled Giant, see what happens. Resolves. Opponent's going to take 13 damage here. I am fine with that. Another land. Is this going to be a Lorien revealed? Sure is. Okay. Opponent does not attack. Takes their draw yet again. Honestly, I do not think I'm dredging. I think I'm just interested in maybe hitting more land drops, which I do. So let's try to get some bodies in here, right? I will tap the Eldrazi. Oh no, I don't need to do that just yet. So Mutt. Scrapwork Mutt resolves. I am just going to discard one of these Generous Ants and take another draw. Holdout Settlement is interesting. So tap the Eldrazi spawn, tap another land, let's grab another Mutt. And I am trying to play a little conservative here. I'm going to have 2 mana left over, but 2 mana doesn't really do a whole lot. Sure, I'll discard the Settlement. And I'll just take another draw. Okay, that could have been cool to hit. Let's swing. I'm just going to swing with everything, and I'll let my opponent figure it out. Okay, so that's trading. That's just blocking. My opponent's going to take 4. All right. Oh, they are going to Snuff Out. Sure. Okay. So I guess they're trying to set me up with a situation. They go to 1 life here. Let's take the Monarchy. Sure thing. So I guess they're trying to set me up to a situation where I try to go for a play and they just cast down and I lose my whole board. I'm just gonna play this on red and pass the turn and take my draw like a king. Yep. No replacement effect. Just give me that draw. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. Are you swinging back? You are. Is there a ninja? I would imagine there is, right? Sure. Oh, it's a Mukotai. That is interesting because that does change my plans for next turn then. Opponent does replay the Augur of Bolas. All right. The little life gain bump definitely matters here. And I guess I just need to be thinking about double counterspell, which my opponent could definitely have. They've only counterspelled once and they saw almost half of their deck. I will be dredging here because I have a good chance at hitting Molten Gatekeepers, which I do. Fantastic. Gatekeeper number 1. Gatekeeper number 2. That just resolved. All right. Opponent's going to take a point of damage. Now, let's say we go for Scrapwork Mutt, and we win. Cool. We had so much more in hand still. The game could have gone on for a while if we wanted. And so, what are we thinking about? Fang Dragon is not great in this matchup, but I think I'm going to need some Fang Dragons just to try and stabilize the early game. Not to the Bone is decent, but not going to be amazing. So I don't want 4 copies. I think I'm going to stick with just 2. Again, to try and stabilize if I need to. The Yuyan Archers were very good there. The Acorn Harvests can be pretty good. I'm trying to think if I want to switch to the Impact Tremors plan. Because doing so would require me to do what? Probably... I'm going to have a quick look at like some stock blue-black Fae lists. Because I don't really know... Again, I haven't played Dredge in a little bit after... Or I haven't played Dredge at all since High Tide got banned. So where's Blue-Black Fae? I want to have a look at the... or not necessarily the sideboard, but the graveyard hate options. So it seems like there are some people playing Relic of Progenitus, some Bajuka Bugs, some people aren't playing any graveyard hate. Let's look at a Barf list. Barf is a goat. Bog, a couple relics. All right, that's fine. Some people are also playing Moon Circuit Hacker, so I guess maybe I should value the Fang Dragons slightly higher than I am. So I'm going to play 3 Fang Dragons, and I'm going to get rid of 1 Lot-Led Giant, and I'm going to go with this for now. And then we can see later on, if we lose game number 2, I might reconsider my choices. So this is a County Garden on 1, followed by Holdout Settlement on 2, meaning I have any color of mana that I want. I'm going to keep... It's not amazing, because, again, I am on the draw, and that can mean that I'm going to get run over by fairies, like that. But I'm still going to try and see how this turns out. Sure, let's just go County Garden. The Satyr Wayfinder is actually a pretty good hit here, because if I'm going to play a spell on 2, I would rather not play Rumble because of Spell Pierce. Okay, it's just going to be a Deep Hours. That's fine. Okay, I was already very incentivized to play Mutt because Mutt trades with Ninja of the Deep Hours. But now that I drew an Acorn Harvest, I'm definitely going to play Mutt. Mutt gets rid of the Acorn Harvest and forces my opponent to have some sort of interaction here. And if they kill my Mutt, either with a Snuff Out or a Cast Down or whatever, I am just going to chump with the plant token. Even if that does cut me off of colored mana for next turn, specifically. But I honestly don't think that's a big deal. I have a bunch of green creatures that I can still play. I think that's fine. I'm actually very glad to see Blue-Black Fae make a comeback in this format, because Blue-Black Fae has always been one of the greats. A lot of people used to call it the king of the format a while back, and I can definitely see why. It is just very legacy-like, and it's very efficient, very top. Ooh, no attacks. Cool. So I do think now, since my opponent is fully tapped out, it is my chance to try and double spell. So let's go Rumble. Do I want another land drop? Do I want another creature? I am likely to hit another land, but I'm not guaranteed. Suffocating Fumes is a thing that I have to worry about, definitely. I think I will take another land here as a guarantee. And I am just going to immediately play a Satyr Wayfinder here as well. And we didn't hit a land there, so I am glad that I took the Holdout Settlement. I could Dread Return right now, but I think Dread returning a Generous Ent against the Snuff Out deck is not great, even if it's possible that my opponent is not playing Snuff Out anymore. No attacks? No attacks. That's a weird choice, I feel like. I guess I'm dredging once. Okay. So am I playing against Stutter here? What's the deal? Again, I have Dread Return, but not really a whole lot to do with it. Let's try to go Wayfinder. See if this is enough for a Spell Stutter to come down. It's not. Okay, I hit another land. Another Stinkweed Imp goes to the graveyard. That's fine. Play the Forest. Do I want to play into Suffocating Fumes? Because Suffocating Fumes is a beating, right? I guess I could Acorn Harvest and immediately try to Dread Return, but that would probably just get hit with a counterspell. Do I care, though? I do have a pair of Dread Returns in the graveyard. Sure, let's see if I try to Acorn Harvest. Let's see what happens. That just resolved. Okay, so I am just going to Dread Return from the graveyard, and I could get a Generous Ent. I could just try to get a Molten Gatekeeper in play. Yeah, I think I'm gonna value Molten Gatekeeper more than Generous Ent. And I'm actually not going to sacrifice the Wayfinders because I expect some sort of Grave Hate to come down. So I'm going to try to keep my creatures in play a little bit if I can. All right, so we get hit with a counterspell. That's sort of fine. I'm just passing the turn back. I'm not going to insist upon my play. I would rather have some creatures in play and not get completely blown out. 4 mana, is this a Thorn? Ooh, Arms of Hadar, sure. Yeah, I guess that works as well, right? So it's sort of the same. My opponent gets to draw a card here, which is obviously good. Yep, that hurts. That hurts quite a bit. And I don't have any color mana now. So I guess that's the point where I concede. Because I don't think I'm coming back from this situation. And maybe I should have thought about that more. I don't know. So I am going to get rid of a Knot to the Bone, and I didn't see any Hydroblasts or anything. So let's consider, I guess I'll cut I'll cut 1 Dread Return, and I'll bring in a pair of Impact Tremors, and maybe I'll just try to play the game like that. Arms of Hadar is definitely a thing that I need to keep in mind. I would like to play first, yes. Nope. Nope again. Guess we're going to 5. Can't really play with 1 land hands that don't have a Generous Ent. Yep, we're going to 5. Okay, at least this is a hand that plays. I'm getting rid of 1 Imp and probably just the Impact Tremors. And do I want to County Garden first? No, I am gonna Black Dragon Gate on red first. So the Yuyan Archers at least gets me something to do immediately, which is decent. Okay, that's cool as well. So let's play Yuyan Archers. Is there going to be a Hydroblast in my future? Okay, I didn't think so. Hydroblast's not going to be great against me. Just going to immediately Dredge. Nice, we hit a pair of Stinkweed Imps and a Lot-Led Giant. Opponent might be a little interested in Bojuka Bogging right away if they can. Did I bring in the other Acorn Harvest? I did not. That would have been a good card to bring in. Miscreant into a Swamp. Sure. Am I dredging? I don't really think so. I think I'm taking a draw. Okay. Second Gatekeeper is kind of whatever. See if opponent is interested in trading. Immediate Snuff Out. Makes sense. So I don't really get to do anything with my mana this turn, which sucks. Play the County Garden, pass the turn. And I do get to start deploying Molten Gatekeepers starting next. But I don't love being... Yeah, there's the immediate Bojuka Bog. That seems like a good choice. Is it a single bog that a lot of... Yeah. Seems like it's only 1 Bojuka Bog. Why no attack again? That doesn't make any sense to me. Well. I guess I'm playing the Molten Gatekeeper. Molten Gatekeeper doesn't get hit by Stutter, and there's no counterspell available. I think my opponent's lack of attacking is definitely a problem. Alright. Thorn of the Black Rose comes down. That's obviously good for my opponent. Now there's an attack. Sure. Okay, cool. Drawing a card is pretty decent. Let's play a Stinkweed Imp. ping my opponent, play a creature that they can't snuff out. Do these decks play bounce lands? Doesn't seem like they do. Because if that's the only bog that I have to deal with, I think I'm gonna be fine. Sure, let's swing. See if opponent is interested in chump blocking. Are you? Okay, interesting. So is your plan to just kill me, like attack back and take it? I guess that's a fine plan. I could Wayfinder here, but I won't. I'm just gonna play another Gatekeeper. Counterspell? Counterspell, sure. That's a fine trade for me. Lorien getting another island, sure. Dread Return is cool. I could just do that on the Gatekeeper if I wanted to. Is this a ninja? Mukotai again? Sure. Replay? No. No replaying, just a Brainstorm. I would really like to draw another Stinkweed Imp here, honestly. There's the Fairy Seer again. Going to be clearing that Brainstorm. Top, bottom, actually. Sure. Take your draw back. Wayfinder number 2. Alright, let's see what's up if I attack now. Are you chump blocking? Are you just trading the Monarchy with me again? Just trading the Monarchy. Cool. So we got a card for our troubles. And I guess I am just gonna cast. I guess doing this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Yeah, let's just Wayfinder. Straight Counterspell. Great. Love to see it. I got another one. Opponent takes another point of damage. Yep, I'll get a Counter Garden. That seems fine. Do I want to play it now? Yes. Just play it. Ping for another point of damage. Pass the turn. I'll take my draw. Thank you. Scrapwork Mutt. Cool. Arms of Hadar? That would suck. Yep. That hurts. No response. Arms of Hadar definitely hurts here. Can't really block. Take my beating. Down to 12. Take your draw. Up to 5 cards. I will be dredging. Yes, thank you. Okay, got an Acorn Harvest. That's decent. Guess I'll try to start off here by recasting the Stinkweed Imp. Do you have another counterspell that you're debating? You sure do. All right. Not great, but acceptable. Let's go Mutt. Being opponent. Discard Lotlet. I will dredge back. Okay. So there's another Lotlet. There's no point in attacking right now. Okay, so now I'm in not a great situation. If I get hit with another Graveyard Hate, it's going to be real bad. All right, that's just a swing. Yeah, I'll trade because I don't want to be dealing with this thing too long. Down to 11. There's the Relic. Rough. And dang, that's a lot of stuff. All right. So removal plus Graveyard Hate instantly. Not great. Did I lose all of my Lotlet Giants? I did. That's not great. Yep. The Monarchy is definitely gonna bury me here, I think. Play Stinky. Opponent hasn't really played anything, so I'm just gonna try to use this Fang. Just gonna try to use this Fang Dragon as a spot removal, see if it sticks. If I kill the Fairy Seer, fine. If I don't, I might just want to Dread Return it back. Oh, you did have a stutter. Dang. Or maybe you just drew it. That sucks. I'm in a really bad spot now. Ninja of the Deep Powers, bringing the stutter back. Yeah, I think I'm in the blue-black chokehold now. That's rough. I think that this match is not even that bad for us, but being on a mulligan to 5 definitely hurt me. Yeah, that's precise. Okay, I'm right. All right, I'm done here. So I felt pretty confident overall through those 3 games. Arms of Hadar, obviously, really hard to play against. And I think that if it weren't for the mulligan to 5, we might have been better there. Mostly because I think that if we are playing a longer game against Blue-Black Fae, I have the luxury of not necessarily having to go all in into the graveyard plan. But on a mulligan to 5, it's really hard to do that because you don't have a whole lot of card advantage to work with. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. But that didn't feel bad. I'm not upset with my choices over the game. I think that's fine. Let's go to round number 2. All right, welcome back to round number 2. We are on the play against Flat. Let's see what we got to work with. This hand's pretty lackluster. I think I can do better. Sure. Slow, but being on the play definitely helps. I'm gonna keep the creatures. I'm just trying to decide if I want the Dread Return or the Stinkweed Imp. They are good in different circumstances. I think I'm gonna keep the Dread Return just because there is a real chance that I get to do the Dread Return double up play. Forest. Okay, so seems to be elves. Not great game one for us. Untapped land. Okay, now I am very upset with my choices. Would really prefer to have a Stinkweed Imp over double Dread Return here. Let's see what our elfish opponent has in mind for us. There's a priest, not great. Follow-up? No follow-up. And no attack. Okay, well, I'll be over here malevolent rumbling. This is horrendous for us. Missing on a land drop there is so bad. Man, that sucks. So I had 2 draws and 4 cards off of the rumble to try to find a land. Couldn't do it. And I think that might just be the game, honestly, because elves is just going to be faster than us. Even if their start wasn't the quickest. Another elf. I'm going to play the game till I figure out if they are just elves or if they got a little bit of... Okay, Avenging Hunter. You're getting a swamp. Just getting another forest. Okay, sure. No land still. This kind of sucks, huh? I guess I gotta pop the spawn. Trying to hit an untapped land here. We did. There's also a Lot-Led Giant. There is still no Stinkweed Imp, so I am just going to play another Town Greeter. Still no land. Man, I'm milling, like, I'm not doing great. I'm milling a lot of cards, but I'm not milling a lot of creatures, and I am not finding a lot of lands either. There is a Stinkweed Imp now, though. So if opponent's aggression is sort of just this Avenging Hunter type of plan, it might not be the worst. I don't love that. Is this another Avenging Hunter? Hydra? For 6 mana, the only thing I can think of is... Oh, no, that's true. You could just play another Generous End. Sure. The Well-Wisher is actually very annoying. I'm not going to be blocking. I'm just going to be taking the damage here. Unfortunately, I don't think I get to Dredge. I think I need to hit a land. Okay, so we might have a game. So how much damage is this? It's like 17. So this is 12 damage by itself, basically. I am going to need to chomp the Generous Ant. Interesting. Let's go Yuyan Archers first. I already have a Dread Return in the graveyard. I already have a pair of Molten Gatekeepers in the graveyard. I think this is a Molten Gatekeeper discard still just because it's a creature. Okay, there's another Lot-Led Giant. That's decent. Play the Scrapwork Mutt. Dredge again. Okay, so I got a lot of Knot to the Bones, but the problem with that... Swing 12... Actually, if they attack with everything, I'm in trouble. Yeah, I might need to think about this once they go into combat. 21 cards with only 10 creatures is not great. Lead the Stampede, sure. And Elf, Titania. Okay, so this is mostly just elves. That's fine. And a Winding Way. What are we looking for? Elves, ants, elves. Sure. Okay, so I'm not gonna have to sacrifice my board just now. Oh, I guess they were looking for a Quirion Ranger. Quirion Ranger would have been quite the find here. There's another Generous... Wait, what? Oh, they cycled it. Sure. Elf. You're just gonna drop all of them. The Well-Wisher is a problem because that is 6 extra life as of right now. Okay. Don't love that. 7 extra life. And I still got a block. Otherwise, I'm dead. I'm gonna fall down to 1 life here. All right. Block. Probably, yeah, gain 7 life up to 27. This is not going great for me. Okay, well, I think I'm in enough of a bad situation that just trying to cast Knot to the Bones. 1, 2, 3. I got the full 4 in the graveyard. I think the problem is that if I don't try to get lucky here and hit an untapped land, it's just so bad that it's not even worth playing. Because I would have gained 22 life, sure. But then every turn that I do that, my opponent just continues to attack me and continues to grow their board, and eventually they find a Quirion Ranger, and the Well-Wisher just completely blows me out of the water. So I don't have the 3rd untapped land right now, meaning that I probably have to Dread Return into another creature to try to get the untapped mana so I don't die. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I knew what I was signing up for. Untapped land, okay. There is an untapped land, so we game on. I'm not gonna be cute or anything. I'm just gonna do this and pass the turn. I do have 18 creatures now, which is a decent number. Okay, that definitely changes the math for next turn. Okay, that's 3 more life. So I guess that's 8 elves now. What's this? 4 mana? Oh, you're gonna pop the foods. Sure, makes sense. So we are currently at 40 life, 41, 42, 43. I must have miscounted. Oh, I forgot about the Masked Vandal last turn. Sure. Yeah, bring it. Opponent's got 10 elves, so let's see how much damage I'm taking right now. I took 12, so it should be 22, 27 next turn, plus maybe a bunch more. I have a land drop, so not really a whole lot that I want to do. Let's Stinkweed. That was pretty bad, but I did hit another Dread return, though. It's the last one. So this is 38 damage, give or take. I currently cannot play a Stinkweed Imp, which I would really like to do. However, I do have a bunch of Molten Gatekeepers in the graveyard for when that matters. So I believe my choice here is to just go Scrapwork Mutt. I don't have another Imp. Sure, let's discard it, dredge it. Okay, there's another Imp there, so I should go through my whole deck next turn. Play the Black Dragon Gate on red. Do the same thing I did again. Not to the bone. Pass the turn. I'm at 21. And I'm going to have 6 mana next turn. 6 is not a whole lot. I don't think I'm going to get out of this. But I am going to try my best. And there is a Quirion Ranger that definitely does not help. Yep. And that's definitely the card that opponent was looking for. Funnily enough, the Well-Wisher is the thing that messed me up here. Okay, with the Nyxborn Hydra, I might be dead this turn, but math is for attackers in this case. I'm not gonna do the math. I'm either dead or I'm not. But yeah, funnily enough, the Well-Wisher is the thing that gets me, not the everything else. Because I could have killed them if it weren't for the Well-Wisher. But right now, I would have to Dread Return 3 times, and I just don't have the board for that. 29. No, I'm not gonna do the math. I said I wasn't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Let my opponent figure it out. I'll just drink some water and stay here and watch them do their thing. Maybe they mess up. Maybe the Quirion Ranger is gonna go all out and they attack me for like 65 points of damage and I do not die. Very unlikely. All right, so that's gonna be a Hydra for like 30? 30-ish? Oh god. Gonna have to spend all that mana again. Good luck, buddy. Alright, so opponent got the Nyxborn Hydra down. That's a 34 power Generous Scent. It's got Trample. I'm not blocking. I believe I'm dead, because that's like 24 more power. Oh, that was actually pretty close. Okay, so we did die there. Fully expected. I think if I had hit land drops earlier, we could have had a pretty decent game there. Fang Dragons are definitely coming in. Acorn Harvest is okay, but I think I would rather do something else. Don't really know if I want to be Impact Tremoring my opponent. I'm gonna have a quick look at the Elves lists as well. I know that it doesn't mean a whole lot, because traditionally Elves players really like to how can I say it, like not alternate, but like play different stuff in the sideboard. Yeah, it seems like it's lots of Fairy Macabre. Fairy Macabre, Fairy Macabre. Ooh, some people are playing Viridian Longbow. That's cool. All right, so seems like there's not a lot of variation. Fairy Macabre it is. In that case, Not to the Bone can be good, but I think Not to the Bone is, again, one of those cards that if I just draw in multiples, I'm going to get killed because of them. And I think I'm going to cut a couple Molten Gatekeepers, and I'm going to try to go like this. This doesn't seem that great, but I'll try it. And the reason I'm saying it doesn't seem great, it's because Fairy Macabre can just completely wreck me. And this is already like a mulligan to 5. I think I got to mulligan once. Alright, guess we're going to 5 again. Well, that's not great. I mean, I'm keeping it, but I really need to hit a land drop, and it needs to be soon. Guess I'm just getting rid of the Yuyan Archers. Well, they mulligan to 5 as well, so maybe I'll have the time. Black Dragon Gate is gonna come down here, and I do think I'm gonna put it on red, and I just hope. Sure, there's an Elvish Mystic. Forest, off the top. Oh well, not gonna complain in the slightest. That's a land drop, everything is fine. We get the game. Yuyan Ranger is pretty good. Lead. Ooh, early Timberwatch. Very good for my opponent. So the problem now is that the Timberwatch gets to stay on defense. I don't love that. And with the Korean Ranger, it's going to be very hard to do anything against it. Unfortunately, even though I would love to cast my other stuff, I do think I just need to Forktail Sweep here. And if my opponent... Okay, I was going to say, if they have some sort of like untap Elvish Mystic, play a pump spell, whatever, it is what it is. But I don't think I can leave my opponent with a Korean Ranger and a Timberwatch in play. Because if I do, I'm never killing any of their creatures again. Okay, so I did manage to slow them down, which is good. So let's Rumble, give me a land. That sucks so bad. Dang, not hitting a land here is really bad. So the Fang Dragon is sort of a... I don't even know if it's good, because the Timberwatch just helps. Fine, I guess I'm taking the stupid Fang Dragon. I really wanted to be hitting more lands here. Maybe their hand is nothing but Fairy Macabres. Yep, there's the lead. They get to unmulligan themselves. Avenging Hunter, Llanowar Elves, and Generous End. Sure, no attacks. I would love to dredge, but, you know, guess I'm just taking a draw. No! See what I mean? I only have 2 of these in the deck. No, I think I have 3, right? And I'm still getting screwed by them. Land, please. Okay, got a lot of lands. Holdout Settlement could be good. Yeah, I think that might be what I'm gonna go for. Alright, cycles the Generous Ant, gets another forest. So my opponent is gonna be able to hardcast that Avenging Hunter next turn. Ooh, that's the thing I don't want to see. So I guess it's Timberwatch Elf, saves the Well-Wisher, I Fang Dragon again, kill the Timberwatch Elf. And that's only 2 points of damage, unfortunately. Draw again. Man, I'm not doing great on my draws today, huh? That is very rough. So that's a 4/4 theoretically. God, this is rough. These Gnaw to the Bones are not helping my mulligan to 5 at all, as I already mentioned that it could happen. Maybe I should have just shaved all of them, because I just need cards that do something, even if they're not great. And these Gnaw to the Bones don't do anything until I die. Or until I'm actively dying, I should say. Yeah, I think I'm trying to debate over something that there's no really debate. There's no debate to happen here. I know what I gotta do, and that's the only choice I have. Yeah, you get... Nope. Oh, undo that. So at the very least, I get to kill this Timberwatch Elf. But that is still like 2 1-for-1 trades, and the card that I actively want dead is still in play. So there's the Llanowar Elves that I knew about. Well-Wisher number 2. Rough. Again, I don't think I get to dredge here, do I? I don't think I get to dredge. Alright, that's what I want to see. Finally. I guess I'm leaving up the Holdout Settlement. Alright, Rumble, save me here. Okay. I'll definitely take... Do I even take a land drop, though? Or do I try to go Town Greeter, mill some more? Yeah, fine. I think I am taking the land here. So land drop comes down. Gonna do this thing here. I am just gonna put the Molten Gatekeeper in play, because my opponent's gonna gain a ton of life, and I need to be able to control that at least. Oh, I should have attacked. Whoops, that was definitely a mistake. The attack here is free, because my opponent's never blocking, and that is a point of life that I miss. Rough. So my opponent gets to cast their Avenging Hunter now, and they still get to hold probably the pair of Fairy Macabres that they got going on. And now I have a singleton Fang Dragon in my deck that I'm looking forward to. Yeah. You gain your life, buddy. Yeah, I don't think I get to do that. I just need to keep going and try to hit the last Fang. Wait, I do have 4, right? Yeah. All right. I don't even have anything in the grave. I think I'm good. I think I'm good calling it quits here. I'm gonna value my time. Maybe there was a world in which I could eventually get back into that game, but yeah, it was way too far off. So, not great. We have never been good against elves, but I do think we got quite unlucky there on our mulligan situations and not hitting the lands and whatnot, so it is what it is. Couldn't really tell anything about the Yuyan Archers there, but well, elves is at the top of the meta game for a reason these past few months. It is really good, it's very consistent, and it can unmulligan itself very strongly. So our Fang Dragons were not enough that time. Let's go to round number 3. We are now 0-2. All right, welcome back to round number 3. We are on the play against Slyker. I would like to play first, yes. I think this is surprisingly slow. Doesn't do anything till turn 4. No, thank you. I don't get to keep those. All right, still slow with all the tap lands. I will be keeping and probably just getting rid of the Lotlet Giant. I'm actually going to go Black Dragon Gate on red here, because if I hit an untapped land, I want to have a thing that I get to... Oh, well, I guess... Wait, what? Go to combat? Okay. I guess I could have played County Gardens and still have Malevolent Rumble available. All right, so we're against White Heroic. Cool. Sure. Oh, County Garden. Get my dude. Generous Ant is actually very good. It makes sure I get to Stinkweed Imp on 3. And let's actually see what kind of start my heroic opponent has. Because if they don't have in first strike, I do get to block it pretty consistently, which is great. Is it just a swing for 2? Oh, they might be holding up protection, right? Because they might think we are Jund Gardens. No, they are just going aggro. Sure. So I take 8 damage on turn 2. That's a huge hit. Okie dokie, buddy. Let's try to put some pressure on him. And I am going to be blocking here regardless. I mean, as long as I get a chance, right? If they have something like Emerge Unscathed, I won't. And they got the first strike. So I don't get to trade with the Laguna Band anymore. But I do get to block it for a very long time. Block. Dredge 5, Dread Return, not to the bone, okie dokie. So let's Malevolent Rumble, hopefully hit a land drop. No land drop. Guess I'm taking the Wayfinder. And I am just going to immediately play Yuyan Archers. I already got a Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard, but doesn't really matter a whole lot, I suppose. Let's just Dredge again. Okay. Pass the turn. Okay, so they are attacking. They are giving me the option to not block. I guess the thing that I'm a little worried about is afterwards. Say what? I'll take it. If you got like 2 instant speed pump spells, I'm dead. Or that, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Sure. I'm dead. All right. I could have blocked and kept the game going, but then I think that the problem is that it's going to be very hard for me to amass enough cards to actually do anything. So the Acorn Harvests come down. Maybe that was the correct play, though, because unless they find... And I do have a variety of creatures, right? So protection doesn't necessarily get me. And as long as they didn't find a lifelink, it would have been okay. Yeah, maybe I could have thought about that a little longer. I don't even know if there's anything that I'm going to do here. I guess Fang Dragon is theoretically a card that does things. Maybe I need to be a little worried about Thraben Charm. I think I'm just going to bring in the other Acorn Harvest and resubmit. Opponent had a very explosive start. Man, these one-land hands are... All right. I'm not happy with this mana base anymore. In the past, it used to feel so good. I don't know if I'm just getting unlucky, but maybe I just want to go back to the lots of cyclers mana base. Okay, so I got a turn 2 thing. Well, you are staying. I could get rid of you. Guess I'm getting rid of the Yuyan Archers, unfortunately. Sure, done. And I considered for a very long time if I wanted to bring in Ray of Revelation into the sideboards. And unfortunately, I didn't. I favored other things. There's the Trailblazer. Every time. Pretty good card. What am I going with here? I guess the rumble doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Already got a land, already got a Satyr Wayfinder to maybe find the next one. I'll take a mutt. Pass the turn. And I am likely going to be holding the Eldrazi spawn as long as I can. That's not really true though, because even though it's colorless, I could scrapwork mutt, and the mutt is also colorless, so I get to avoid protection. Oh, do you not have a second land? Okay, I'll take 2 damage. That is a-okay with me, buddy. Let's Wayfinder. Nice. Also hit an Acorn Harvest. Pretty good. Play the settlement. I guess I'm not under a whole lot of pressure that I need to keep up the scrapwork mutt right now. In which case, let's sacrifice this. Play another Wayfinder. Sure, protection. Okay, I miss, but I did find a Stinkweed Imp. So protection from green means that as of right now, my opponent can attack freely, but it would also mean that as soon as I play the other thing, yeah, that's what I don't want to see. The lifelink is quite a bit of life over time. All right, 6 creature cards. I have 4 mana currently. Could play a Stinkweed Imp, but that's just probably going to force my opponent to play one of the first try cards in hand. Maybe that is still better. Lot-Led Giant in play could be interesting as well, right? Yeah, I think I'm going with this. So play the mutt, dredge 5. Okay, play land, play Acorn Harvest. Let's dread return the Lot-Led Giant. I am gonna sacrifice my Wayfinders and yeah, probably just this plant. Opponent's gonna take 11 damage, and then we can see what happens next. I'm not worried about protection. I am worried about something like solid footing. Solid footing would definitely mess up my stuff here, right? Am I worried about straight up dying? No, right? I don't think there's anything that can happen for me to immediately die. The whole double block situation doesn't mean a whole lot right now, because any sort of trick messes that up. Wait, is that true? So what if I shove everything in front of the Trailblazer? Yeah, show me what you got. What is it? I want to see that. I guess Blacksmith's skill would be the most annoying, because if it's just something like Emergent Scathed, yeah, all right. What are you giving it? What, Pro Black? Okay, sure. So you killed a bunch of my dudes, but you just dealt like 4 points of damage, and my giant's still alive. Okay. I guess I am missing mana. Colored mana, I mean, right? I have a Dread Return. I guess I'm gonna try to go for a kill here. Let's see how that goes. Mutt, Dredge. No giant, but there is another Acorn Harvest. Do I want to go again? It's pretty bad if I miss. I guess it's pretty bad regardless, right? Sure, let's try to go again. Dredge. Ooh, close. Very close. Sure, I'll still do it. So that's going to be a hit for 14, putting my opponent down to 2. The Emergent Scathed comes back. I don't want to see solid footing. And I don't want to see Ethereal Armor, I think. Ooh, the second land is rough. Might just be dead. Yep. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, I die. Man, that was so close on so many levels. I got pretty unlucky with the mills too. That's 31 cards, 14 creatures. Man, we are now 0-3. I'm getting wrecked this league. Let's go to round number 4. All right, welcome back to round number 4. Let's see if I can pull out a win. We are against Mr. Mappleback. No lands again. Dude, I'm getting destroyed by the mana base today. Yeah, fine, I'll keep this. I guess I'm getting rid of a Dread Return and an Ant. Absolutely wrecked. Keep. Play the Black Dragon Gate on red. Pass turn. All right, seems like we are against some sort of red deck now. Just a mountain and a passing. Okay, let's get that Town Greeter going. Miss on lands. Oh boy. It's not the end of the world, of course. I did find a Knot to the Bone and a Stinkweed Imp, so at least I'll get to dredge early. Ooh, Faithless Looting with no lands? That's not as scary. Is this gonna be some sort of like double... Okay, it's just a single Sneaky Snacker. Oh, it's Rakdos Madness. Sure. Dredge the Imp. Psycho this dude. Grab a Forest. Play Forest. Swing for Uno point of damage. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Dredge the Stinkweed Imp again. All right. Yuyan Archers here might actually be pretty good because it's a decent clock. 3 mana. What's this? Oh, it's probably like a highway robbery, discarding Imp or Alms of the Vein. Which one is it? Kitchen Imp. All right. So Snacker comes back. Kitchen Imp comes in. Are you swinging? Ha ha ha! Surprise! My creature has reach. Who would have thought? Sure, Dredge again. Swing for 1 again. Play a creature. And having the Dread return here is cool, but I don't have the 4th mana, and not only need the 4th mana, I need it to be black mana. Another Faithless Looting, Fiery Temper, and a Kitchen Imp. Is the Fiery Temper going at my Imp, or is it going face? Makes sense. You're gonna use that red mana? Nope. Okay, take 4. I guess this is the point where I start taking draws to hit my next land drops. I could die here. Gaining 20 is good. Of course. So this puts me down to 12. The Rakdos Madness deck is nowhere near as explosive. So I do think I'm just gonna Gatekeeper here and pass the turn. If they got like a quadruple lightning bolt situation, so be it. But I think there's quite a bit to be gained by just having another creature in play that I get to attack and clock my opponent. Okay, grab the prize plus Kitchen Imp is 4 damage. Putting me down to 8. So I guess I could still be dead to... Ah, no. Ah, come on. Dude, the Bojuka Bog situation is wild. Come on. How many Bojuka Bogs are these that? 1. It's a single one. Yeah, it's insane. Singleton Bojuka... Yeah, of course. Of course. I guess I'm not dead. So I got by the Singleton Bojuka Bog in the Blue-Black Fae matchup, and I'm getting got by it again in the Rakdos Madness matchup. Crazy stuff. Sure. Highway robbery, do your thing. Snacker comes back. I guess I should have a look at their graveyard. Oh, they discarded a boat. They discarded a boat? That's crazy. Oh, I guess I'm dead then. Yeah. You swing, I block, I take a bolt, and I die. All right. Oh, okay. Vampire's Kiss? Sure. Okay. That sucked. Good lord. So, I guess this is one of those situations where Impact Tremors comes in, and I get to just go a little bit slower. Probably shave like a giant. Probably shave like a Dread return. Maybe Acorn Harvest is not great against the deck that's playing main deck and the festivities. Okay, let's try that again. This should be one of our better matchups. Okay, not ideal, but playable. I'm just gonna start off here on green, so I get to play a Town Greeter on 2. Sure, take a point. That's cool as well. I'll take another untapped land. Thank you very much. Yuyan Archers goes to the graveyard. Scrapwork Mud as well. I do need to find a Knot to the Bone still, but having the Stinkweed Imp to kickstart the whole self-mill thing should be interesting. Plotting highway robbery. Yep, cool. Do I want to drop a Gatekeeper? I think the problem with doing that is that, so dropping the Gatekeeper is kind of rough because then I start playing sort of off curve later on. But maybe that's good enough that it's worth it long term. Because I got to play this. And then, sure, if they kill it, it kind of sucks. But that's damage that's not going at my face. And then next turn, I go Black Dragon Gate, play Stinkweed Imp. Ping for a damage. I get to keep pressuring my opponent. Okay, there's a Kitchen Imp. Kitchen Imp comes down. Swing. Take 2. Immediate Bojuka Bog. Boy, am I glad I didn't do anything super crazy. Hit for 3. Play your little stinky friend. Always yield. Play Black Dragon Gate. Put it on red this time. Pass the turn. And now I sort of get to start doing cool stuff. There's a Snacker. Oh, Snacker and the Kitchen Imp. Sure. We swinging. Take another point. Yep. No swinging. Cool. That's an excellent draw. Mutt. Let's get some dredging happening here. Another Gatekeeper in the graveyard is fine. Play another Scrapwork Mutt. Dredge some more. Okay, whole lot of nothing. Play the County Guard and ping for 1. Pass the turn. Oh, that's not true. I did find a knot to the bone. That's something. I'm not going to attack here because I don't want to be trading damage like that. And my Molten Gatekeeper is definitely worth more than a single kitchen in. And next turn, I get to start attacking with the Scrapwork Mutts, which are pretty good. Is this a grab the prize? Grab the prize on Fiery Temper. Is it all coming face? Yup, sure is. Snacker back. Now we're attacking. Huh. Interesting choice. So this screams Nile Spellbomb or second Bojuka Bog or whatever. I think I'm fine taking it. Show me what you got. Okay. Oh, there's no follow-up to that? It was just the end the festivities? Okay. Play the Wayfinder. Can I grab a land drop? Yes, I can. Play land drop. I'm just fine racing here. Oh, wait. Did I miss lethal? I missed lethal, right? Okay, so I actually need to think about this. Because if it is Fairy Macabre, I don't want to get completely blown out by it. Yeah, so I think I'm not going to go nuts. That's fine. Let's just gain the life right now. Doing this is the safer play. Because if I go for the kill and my opponent's got a Fairy Macabre, it sucks. Super sucks. Grab the prize again. What'd you discard this time? Another Snacker. All right. And I got possibly 3 red mana next turn, which is great. So I should have a kill here unless my opponent has Graveyard Hate. And I do mean like full-on Nile Spellbomb Graveyard Hate. Because if it's just Fairy Macabre, I think I'm good. Okay, I didn't really want to see that. That's a completely missed draw. I feel like this is going to be lethal. So I'm going to trust my gut. Red, 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 grab a mutt, ping opponent. I guess I get to dredge one more time. Sure. Oh, I guess I could have done it in a better way, right? It is what it is. Scrapwork mutt number 2. I guess there was a way where I could have interacted better. Discard this dude. Yeah, we got him. We got him dead. I don't even need to dread return. I can just beat them off of the Molten Gatekeepers. So that was fun. Yeah, I think that's just what I'm going to do again. That's fine. I do believe they saw the Impact Tremors, but I don't think they're going to do anything against it. So this is a 1 Bojuka Bog, 1, sometimes 2 bounce land deck. Oh, I guess there are versions that are playing double Bog, double Carnarium. Crazy. Yeah, that's fine. That's a very keepable hand. Excuse me. Epicure coming down. So this is going to be turn 2 Rumble, and then we can see what's next. Another Epicure, sure. I'll take my point of damage. Am I interested in playing? No, I'm not. Never mind. I didn't even say anything. Rumble. There's a knot to the bone. So there is some discussion here about whether I should even take a creature. But, and what I mean by that is because I already have a lot of resources, and it is possible that the extra 2 points of life from having a creature in the graveyard matters. At the same time, I do think that over a little longer timeline, being able to cast a creature that guaranteed mills 4 is going to be more important. So I'm interested in not... yeah, that hurts. So I'll sacrifice this, sacrifice the cycle the Generous Scent, grab a land. I mean, it doesn't hurt a lot. Is there not like a 3rd land drop plus stuff? Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Do I want to just gain 6 life here? I'm trying to wonder if I'm going to die next turn. I don't think I die next turn. In which case, this is just a Wayfinder. Nice. Into Black Dragon Gate on red situation. Cool. So, if they have a Fairy Macabre, the Fairy Macabre gets to take my 2 Knot to the Bones, but I have the 3rd one in hand, which is not the end of the world. Faithless Looting. Okay. Now, if they play a land and attack, I block. If they don't play a land and just attack, I'm not blocking. Because I want to keep my Wayfinder in play if possible. And now I'm in a pretty good situation. I mean, if that happens, I'm in a pretty good situation because I get to go untap, not to the bone, play a tap land, pass the turn, and then I gain 8 life and I am stabilizing. The Fiery Temper very likely means that I'm gonna get hit with the Bojuka Bog. Oh? What? You sure? Okay. Well, I'll gain 14 life. Cool. That's very cool, actually. Pass the turn. I don't know if that play makes a lot of sense long term. Because now I'm at 25. You know I have a Stinkweed Imp in hand. I have 7 cards in hand. So I'm not necessarily worried about running out of resources to keep playing the game. Okay, Alms of the Vein comes down. Sure, I'll keep taking 2. That's fine. So do I want to capitalize on this Knot to the Bone immediately? Probably, yeah, right. So is this a Rumble situation? Probably not. Rumble is a really good refuel. Yeah, I don't think so. So this is just Archers. Archers gets to Dredge, play land, play Knot to the Bone, gain 20, up to 40, pass the turn. Opponent discarded a Vampire's Kiss. Highway Robbery, sure. And now at 40 life, I'm just going to be interested in playing like Gatekeeper, and I'm just going to beat my opponent down fairly. I'm already at 5 mana, meaning that I will likely get to 7 over the course of the game, so I can hardcast Lotled Giant, discarding Swamp and Lightning Bolt. Okay, yeah, I'll take 2. You got the Bojuka Bog? No Bojuka Bog. I'm not really interested in dredging either. Let's swing for 3, see what's up. Now that I have 2 Lotled Giants, I do think I'm gonna change my play slightly, and I'm gonna go Gatekeeper into Rumble. Oh, I can't even go Gatekeeper twice. Never mind. Impact Tremors could be very good as well. I'm just going to take another land drop. I have a plan, and my plan involves hard casting 7 drops. Vampire's Kiss, sure. Let's have a look at that graveyard real quick. Sure. Opponent seems to just be discarding burn spells, trying to find... Yeah, they just concede. Yep. They are absolutely dead here. I don't need to overcommit. I can just play the fair game and get them dead eventually. All right, so we are on the board. Let's see if I can recover at least half of our play points in round number 5. All right, welcome to round number 5. We are again on the play against TRM. This is a weird hand. This is very weird. So this is a hand that is just super slow. I have no plays until turn 3, at which point my play is just to cast a Knot to the Bone. I'm going to very reluctantly keep, but I do need help from the top of our deck here. And I'm just going to start off on the Black Dragon Gate. I don't have anything that makes it so I can cast like a 2-drop on turn 2. That's just an Island. Island and a Ponder. Okay. If my opponent went like Island Fairy, we would be in huge trouble. Because I could just get hit with a Ninja. Nice. I could just get hit with a Ninja on 2 and just die. Land into Ponder probably means that this is just some variation of Terror. Cycle the Generosant, grab a Forest. Okay. I will play the Forest pre-combat in the off chance that my opponent is playing Force Spike. Dread Return, County Garden, Yuyan Archers, Settlement. Guess I'm probably taking a Settlement here because it allows me to hardcast Dread Return next turn. All right, passing the turn. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Cycles a Lorien, just finding an island, so probably Blue Terror. Yep. Mental Note, getting rid of Sleep of the Dead and Delver of Secrets. Cool. Thought Scour. Sleep of the Dead, pretty annoying when my plan is Generous Enting. There's a Terror. Don't love that. Cycle the Generosant, play the Settlement, and yeah, I am just gonna jam it. They got Spell Pierce, which is what it seems like they do, sure. And that is actually pretty bad. Because now I'm in a situation, like my idea originally was that I could Dread Return 1, and then the Sleep of the Dead could tap it down, and then I could have another one come down. But now that the first one got countered, it does hurt a bit. Okay, Mental Note just cycles away. I guess I'm fine taking a hit. 3 mana up, eh? Honestly, just gonna try again. Mental Note, Milling Brainstorm, Mental Note. No, Brainstorm Island. Does have a counterspell. Sure thing. I'm gonna put this on red once again. I'll be taking 5 one more time, meaning that this is a free attack for 1. I have 3 Dread Returns in my graveyard. Take 5. Take 5. Okay, there's no more terrors right now, which is great news for me. Guess I'm starting this off with Rumble. Okay, I do just find a generous ant, but I think I'd rather take a creature here. Play the Town Greeter. Let's try to flood this board a bit. And these are cards that I want to resolve, but are also very bad for my opponent to be countering. All right, there's a Stinkweed Imp. That's going to come down next turn. Play the land they know about. Tap down, what? The Town Greeter. Play another Town Greeter. Grab another land. 4 Dread returns in the graveyard. Seems good. Swing for 1, pass the turn. And I will start to chump block now. Okay, Lorien revealed. The Sleep of the Dead is not great in this situation. What they do? Oh, cast a Thought Scour, sure. The Sleep of the Dead is not great in this situation because what are they going to do? Unless they have mana to tap down all of my janky creatures, it's not going to do a whole lot. So Brainstorm, Thought Scour mills a Pair of Islands. Sure, I'll get rid of a plant token. I imagine that there's going to be at least another terror coming down now, right? No. So they seem very scared about just dying. That's good for me. Swing, cast Stinkweed Imp, pass the turn. I feel like they got very unlucky with their draw here because that's a single terror. That's a Sleep of the Dead from hand. Sure. Yeah, I'll block. Sacrifice, cast Knot to the Bone, try to gain 20 life. Okay, up to 30. Sure. All right, buddy. Deep Analysis. Okay. Terror, sure. Okay. I guess I got to try to go for a kill here, right? Let's see how far we get. So, Scrapwork Mutt, Dredge 5. There's a Gatekeeper. I got the mana to do that, sure. Bring it. Tap down the Town Greeter. Grab another Mutt. Always yield to the triggers. Dredge again. There's a pair of Lot-Led Giants, and my opponent should just be dead here. Swing! Opponent down to 7. Let's Dread return once. Boop, boop, boop. And opponent dies. So their problem there was that they only found a single terror the whole start of the game, and that's not really gonna do it. So I think I won the Coffin Purges, at least in some number. Acorn Harvest is fine. Yuyan Archers is actively good here because of Delver of Secrets. So let's say I cut a Gatekeeper, I cut a Lot-Led Giant, bring in a couple Purges. Maker Harvest could be good eventually. I think I'm fine doing it like this. The Coffin Purges are just here because of Sleep of the Dead. Because if they don't have access to Sleep of the Dead, my Stinkweed Imp plan is very good against them. All right, let's go. Not round 2, I mean, game 2. Yeah, I don't think I get to, excuse me, I had to sneeze. I don't think I'm going to keep the triple Lot-Led Giant hand. This is not great, but it's fine. Probably just getting rid of the Dread return. I would really prefer to be able to play a thing on turn 2. They have also mulligan to 6. Okay, all right. So opponent just played an island and passed. Good news for us. There's no Delver on 1. All right. Stinkweed Imp, pretty good. I guess I'm playing the first one on green on the off chance that I draw an untapped land. This is a thing that does have long-term consequences, meaning that I'm not going to have double red for a while. But I still do think... Oh, famous turn 2 Delver, eh? Sure. So I didn't get rewarded there, but I wanted to do this because then I would also open myself up to drawing a not Survivor's Encampment. What's it called? Forgot the name of it. To play a 2-drop on turn 2. It doesn't matter. None of that worked. My opponent's off on an Insectile Liberation Beatdown plan. Let's grab a Forest. And I am just going to immediately play a Stinkweed Imp. It is the most mana efficient play, because I do think that if I try to go Rumble into another spell, I get got by things too often. So the Stinkweed Imp resolved, which is good news. Okay, so is your plan to just tap it down forever? Did you? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why did you gut shot me? But that makes sense. Yeah, it's just to get another card in the graveyard. Sure. So now I do get to double spell at the very least. Yeah, I'll take the Wayfinder. Play the Wayfinder. Land. Thank you, deck. And yeah, I think I'm just taking the Black Dragon Gate here. So I feel like my opponent is just trying to go absolutely all out on aggression. It can definitely work, but we're gonna have to see if it will. I don't know how much I like the gut shot play though. Well, I am chumping. I got dudes to chump for days. Town Greeter, Counterspell, sure. Wayfinder, cool, excellent. County Garden is exactly what I wanted to see there. Gives me another body to block if I feel like I need to. No point in Dread returning right now. The Wayfinder resolved, but it doesn't mean that my Dread return would. And even if it did, it would just mean that they can tap my Generous Ascent with Sleep of the Dead and keep beating down. So there's the Sleep of the Dead flashback, not flashback, escape, I imagine. Sure. That's fine. Plant token gonna get in the way of the Cryptic Serpent. 2 cards in hand, but no second mana. So I guess my plan here is go for Not to the Bone first, gain 12 life. Dispel, sure. Okay, wait, let's actually think about this now. So I guess the plan is that they're gonna Sleep of the Dead my Wayfinder and attack in for lethal. So would I rather have more life or would I rather have another creature? Let's choose the safe path. Let's gain some life. But I will still be interested in blocking if they let me. Yeah, that's fine. 1 card left in hand. Let's see if that last card of yours is some form of counter magic. Dread Return on the Generous Ascent. Oh, it was. Top decked counterspell. Alright, opponent. Good on you. Play the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Gatekeeper for a redraw. That's fine. I won't be attacking. Ooh. So opponent top decked counterspell into Lorien Revealed? That's very strong. They don't get to attack right now, but they do get to start attacking again afterwards. Nice. This is a great draw as well. Yuyan Archers, pretty good. Do I just go Gatekeeper into Archers? Probably. I think I would rather get some bodies down. Play the Archers. Archer gets to... Oh, yeah, sure. So play the Archers. Archer gets to cycle the Mutt. Rumble is a good one for next turn. So now opponent gets to... Well, I mean, they do get to do it twice if they want. Delver does not flip. They do get to Sleep of the Dead twice if they feel like that's what they want to do. Sure. Stinkweed Imp gets tapped. Really? You do see that this has reach, right? An opponent concedes. Didn't read the reach part, did you? All right, so let's wrap this up now. Let's see what we learned today. Okay, so what did we learn? Is Yuyan Archers a good card? Felt pretty good. I liked it overall in this deck. Being able to block fairies, being able to block delvers, being an extra Scrapwork Mutt effect, all of those things were important. What is the core problem here still? We are still playing Dredge. So we are playing a 3-color combo-ish deck that has a bunch of tap lands in it. Exactly half of our mana base is tapped lands. And even though there's a lot of power in what we want to do, there is just more powerful things happening. I think the matchup against Blue-Black Fae could have honestly gone either way. And we got pretty close overall, I think. And we also got unlucky with the mulligan situation and whatnot. But you saw when we played against, Elves. We are just absolutely underpowered compared to Elves. And what else did we play against that we got crushed? I don't quite remember what was the other thing. But we can still do some pretty cool things. I think the matchup against Mono Blue is still pretty decent. I do think the Yuyan Archers improves that. But Dredge is still a deck that's gonna get got by the random graveyard hate. Got by Bojuka Bog twice. Got by Arms of Hadar. So even cards that are not specifically geared to beat us in the form of Breath Weapon, Arms of Hadar, Suffocating Fumes, all of those things, still hurt us pretty badly. And yeah, unfortunately, I think that's it. I think Dredge has been needing a boost for a while now. And I do think that if we had something else that could reinforce the deck, it might be able to return as a contender. But as of right now, there's just too much graveyard hate floating around in the main decks. But again, it's not even just the graveyard hate. We are just not stronger on our primary game. Oh, we lost against White Heroic. I guess that one could have gone either way for us as well. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun playing with this card. I do think I'm going to consider it for some of my Reanimator decks as well, because this is just a very decent creature in those situations. Also pretty good with Snacker. And that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to plug the Patreon real quick here. I opened up a Patreon recently, so if you want to support me in doing these things and continue to lose money by playing off-meta janky brews, you can go there and help me out. If not, that's totally cool. You can also just leave a comment in one of the videos or subscribe to the channel so I can hit 500 subs before the end of the year. That would be great as well. And I hope you have an excellent day. I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you take care of your loved ones. And I hope that you are nice. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.